let's start it off, man.
Well, here we are. We're glad to be here with the one and only Marv at Kicks and Cuts.
Absolutely.
Happy to be here, man. Thanks for having us.
No,
Yeah.
thanks for thinking of me and wanting me to be on, man.
Yeah, hell yeah,
of course.
man.
We seen your page and we were pretty excited to try to get to know you pretty much. We seen you were in the Falls, so that's very local to us. So we were
Yeah.
like, let's go.
Yeah.
Are you
for sure.
guys local to the Falls? Did you guys
Yeah,
grow
we're
up
in
here or
Kent.
go to school here?
Our,
Yeah.
Our studio's in Kent. I went to Cuyahoga Falls High School. Did you go to Falls?
I went to Woodridge.
Oh, okay.
So I graduated from Woodridge in 2020.
Okay, nice.
And I started at Woodridge in 6th grade.
okay.
So,
So yeah, you were there for a while.
You said
Yeah.
you graduated in 2020?
yes.
You
I
look a
turned
lot
23
older.
February 16th. It's just the hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's cool.
So let's get started. Obviously we're here at your shop. How would you describe your shop? Because it's a very unique idea. It is. It's very, I don't know if it's one of a kind per se, but from my experience, it's pretty damn one of a kind.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's very unique.
You won't see anything like this space here in Ohio, I would say. It's definitely a West Coast vibe,
Yeah.
for sure. So you'll see this kind of idea or this being replicated. Definitely not the first or the last to do it.
Yeah.
One of the bigger names in the game that really started this niche is 2J's Kicks.
Okay.
And he has a store in Vegas called Urban Necessities.
Okay. When did he start?
I don't know exactly when he started, but it's not always been a shoe store and barbershop. But
Okay.
I kind of sparked interest in that model and wanted to replicate it here because there's tons of shoe stores around here. There's
Yeah.
tons of clothes shops around here. But to really bring those two cultures together, I thought was huge.
Super huge. Yeah. Really cool. Really
And,
cool.
you
idea.
know, when guys come in, they want to get a haircut.
Oh yeah.
And then they feel fresh. They want to get some clothes and shoes.
It's honestly
to
a
go with
great
it, or
idea.
They
Yeah.
get some
Get
clothes
me.
and shoes, and they're like, man, I kind of need a haircut.
Yeah.
Get a haircut.
Even just us walking in here, I was like, shit, should I buy a pair of shoes while I'm here?
Something.
It
Hey,
looks nice.
More than
man.
welcome. More
It
than
So
looks
welcome.
nice.
real
This
nice.
is like the craziest place I've ever seen, like in the best way.
I
Like
appreciate
literally
that.
in the best way possible. I've never, like all these clothes here, bro. I don't see nothing like that anymore.
Yeah, no.
It's definitely some unique and different pieces. I go out to Vegas twice a year to a show called Magic. It's a huge fashion show.
Oh.
And at that show, I'm able to source a lot of the different brands that you see in here. So we
Yeah.
try to get unique pieces, and we try to also hit all money markets.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I want somebody to be able to come in here and get a $10 tee. I also want to accommodate to maybe somebody that wants to come in here and get a $500 tee.
For sure.
You know, so
Yeah.
we try to have different selections of different products to accommodate the variety of people that come in here from the
100%.
barbershop.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, because we have little kids coming in here, we have
Yep.
adults coming in here, we have that middle age group coming in here. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like a little bit of everything, right?
When did you get started with this?
So like I said, I graduated Woodridge
Mm-hmm.
in 2020. And after graduation, I was actually in an internship at this multimedia company. So I have a passion for what you guys are doing as
Oh,
well.
shoot. Oh,
Media,
cool.
video,
That's cool.
photography.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed you have a pretty big online presence. That's super cool.
So I like to dabble in a couple things,
Yeah.
you know. Shoes isn't just my one and only passion, but after graduating from Woodridge, I was like, man, I got to do something. I don't know what I want to do. Everything was online. It was
Yeah.
COVID. I had
That's true. It was
yeah,
COVID.
yeah, everything was. We didn't have a graduation. We didn't have a prom, and I got an opportunity from John Carroll to go run track up there. I love track.
Oh shoot.
So John Carroll's a D3 university up in Cleveland Heights, but they have a great business program. So I was excited, you know, to go
Yeah.
up there and
Heck
be a
yeah.
part of their business program. But COVID like put a torque in that.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
So I went to classes for a few weeks on Zoom University, I like to call it. Everything was online. I'd get out of my bed, walk over to my desk, hop on some classes, click some buttons, take my notes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I just wasn't enjoying it, so I sat down with my parents. I sat down with some friends. One of my best friends at the time, Drew Rush. Him and I kind of brainstormed this and really tried to grow it together. And we came up with this idea to do shoes and clothes, and he was like, dude, you should call it Kicks and Cuts. We should call it Kicks and Cuts.
Dude, there's no better name.
And I was like, that's perfect. And we LLC'd it, I think, literally that day or within 24 hours. I was like, yeah, we need that name.
That's awesome.
And the whole story is online. I mean, that's one thing about me. I love to capture things on social media.
Yeah.
It's important too.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Especially with this like niche.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
From
Especially
the
nowadays.
the buying videos in store, telling people their stuff's fake, to buying things, to showing off the products we have, to, you know, showing off the haircuts and services that we offer. Like, that's all super important.
Yeah.
But literally day 1, day 2, day 3, all the way through is on YouTube, and we documented the process
That's
of
so
like
cool.
how we
That's
got started and whatnot.
We'll have to check that out. I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah.
You'll
We'll
see
have
Baby
that
Marv on there.
on the description and everything.
Oh,
You
yeah.
said you came up with the name with Drew?
Drew Rush.
Okay, is that
Yeah,
your
so he's-
partner?
So he's not my partner, but in high school we did everything together. Like, that was my right hand man.
Hell yeah.
And we're still close. He's actually the president of the business school
Oh,
in
wow.
Akron currently.
Nice.
So he's
Dang.
doing his thing.
Yeah.
But we literally just reconnected here recently and talked about maybe bouncing some things back around. But we used to do everything together.
That's awesome.
That was my guy. But
Yeah.
we worked together getting this started, and then kind of went our separate ways, and then rekindled again recently. But
Yeah.
no, I don't really have a partner at all in this currently. Another one of my right-hand guys, I'd say, is Mo Assad. You'll see him
Okay.
on a lot of the videos buying and content and whatnot.
I think I know
Nice.
who you're talking
Yeah,
about.
you know Mo,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I've seen
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
That's cool,
though.
man.
You have any crazy stories with people trying to, like, rip you off or whatever?
That's a good
with, like,
question.
dude.
That's big.
horrible shoes or something? Fake?
I've seen it all.
Yeah.
I was telling somebody the other day, dude, like, I've seen COVID, I've seen stimulus checks,
Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah.
tax
I bet.
time, I've seen Christmas,
Oh, yeah.
I've seen hard times, I've seen different presidents,
Yeah.
and we've all seen that, obviously, in different ways, but
Yeah.
I just mean with my connection with Kicks and Cuts and owning a business, it hits just like a little bit different, you know, because, you know, if things are more expensive in your everyday expenses, you're not wanting to come out and, like, everything that I offer besides haircut aren't really necessities. I mean, they are, but they
Yeah.
aren't. Like, you can say shoes are a necessity, but you can go get, you know, if I really need a pair of shoes, I can go get a pair of shoes for $20.
For sure,
Why am
yeah.
I coming to Kicks and Cuts to get a $300 pair of shoes?
Right.
Or, you know. So I guess what I'm spinning off to, or what I'm talking about, is just in life you just see different things, you know,
100%.
different times.
Yeah.
And if I were
Especially
to,
these days, man. It's like, I mean, every year it's something different.
dude, literally.
Did you have
literally.
any big issues with COVID, like with shutdowns or regulations or anything? I noticed you got, I noticed the little, you know, social distancing stuff that's still downstairs.
Yeah, we never pulled those up because you never know
Yeah, yeah.
if they might pull something else back up, right?
For sure.
So it was hard getting started. I mean, we had to schedule appointments quite literally
Yeah.
for people to come in. So I could say that was very hard, but at the same time, I built a very nice book of business during that time.
100%.
With, hey, Marv, I need this. Okay, come up at this time, and I'll give you an hour slot, give you a 30-minute slot.
Nice.
Or, we formulated a very nice plan to be able to book people online with the barbershop because all their appointments had to be online.
Yeah.
Or, well, scheduled, you know.
Yeah.
They had to be appointments. So, I don't know. COVID was a very hard time, but I wouldn't have wanted to start in any other time.
Yeah.
Because that time really formed us into what we are, you know,
For sure.
those hard times.
For sure, 100%.
That's so cool, dude.
Yeah, that's always a big thing with starting up something new. It's always like I play guitar, just for example. You know, when I first started playing guitar, I was always told learn on acoustic because it's much harder. So if you get good at acoustic, you'll be great at electric.
Right.
That kind of you can place that anywhere really. You started in pretty tough conditions, so I'm sure that made it easier for you to slide into regular, you know, business operations when COVID wasn't as big of an issue for you.
Definitely.
That's true.
And I think diving back into that question, like any crazy stories, I mean, I feel like I have crazy stories every day.
You
like,
could go all day.
Dang.
I'd love to just like bring people along with me and just sit them in my passenger seat or sit them in my pocket
Yeah.
just to like see, like,
Yeah.
I can wake up and everything's cool, and then the next thing, like, the earth is like falling on me.
Yeah,
and, you know,
yeah.
I'm putting out fires and different things are happening. But
Mm-hmm.
if I were to share just a few different stories, I'd start with when you get started in any industry, you're naive, right? You're getting started, you're trying to learn things, you're asking questions, and I call it the too good to be trues. So I'd stumbled across this deal for a pair of Jordan Mocha 1s, and
Okay.
that's they just re-released a low version of it, but they had a high version of it. So it's a Jordan 1 high. It's called the Mochas. Retail's 220, 230, right around that 200 area, and market value was between $500 to $600. Like it was a sought after shoe. Like people wanted this shoe.
Damn.
So as I'm getting open, I'm like, man, I want to have this shoe in store like for opening day.
For
It was
sure.
right around that time. I don't know if it was right around opening time. Might have been a little bit after. I don't know the exact date now, but I'd found this list. And when I say list of shoes from a bulk seller. And I don't remember all the names and things now because it was a little bit ago, but I get this list and the prices were like great. And I'm like excited.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, man, I need to like send this money ASAP. Like I want to lock these pairs in so I can get them in. I think it was supposed to be like a dozen pairs. And if you do a dozen times, I think I was paying a little under market. So $300-$400 in that range per pair.
Yeah.
I was putting up a decent front of money when I was getting started for this load.
Yep.
So end up sending the money. Dude sends me the tracking information.
Oh God, I'm nervous.
I'm super pumped. And the day that it gets delivered, I come up to the shop to this little box. And it's probably like the size of a shoebox, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So in my head, I'm just thinking like, one pair could possibly fit in here, let alone 12 or so, right? So I'm just sitting here like fuming, like before I even open it, but still, benefit of the doubt, hey, it could be a different package.
Yeah.
Didn't really look at the names or anything. I'm just looking at this one package, expecting like an XL Home Depot box to be here or whatever.
Oh man.
So I open up the box to a yellow, red, blue box. And if you know what that box is, for those sneakerheads that are watching, you know what it is. It's a Nike SB box.
Okay.
And it's, striped in different colors, and it says Nike SB on the top. SB stands for skateboarding. So I open up this box to a fake pair of Chunky Dunkies.
Oh, man.
So not only did I not get the 12 pair of Jordan Mocha 1s, I got one pair of fake.
Oh,
That's horrible, dude. Why do people
SBs.
do that?
wow.
So I'm
Dude.
blowing this dude's phone up.
Yeah. 100%.
Not delivered. Nothing's going through.
Ooh.
And it was a couple $1,000s loss.
Yeah.
And I would say as I've gone through this journey, you get tons of trial and error. You have tons of mistakes that, that build you into a better person or things to look out for. But that was a costly one.
Yeah.
It's one thing to mess something up
Yeah.
and learn back from it another time. But when it costs you some coins, it
For
hurts.
sure. Some serious cash,
Were
man,
you able to,
especially
like-
starting out.
Were you able to like pursue that with like the police or anything? That's like robbery. That's like
Yeah.
horrible.
The sad part is you see that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
man, dude.
the videos that I post are funny, but like behind each of those videos, it hits home to me because I can tell when somebody's just bringing something in here and they know it's no good. Like I
Yeah,
can just
yeah.
kind of sniff it.
You can read it on them, probably.
But when somebody comes in with something that's fake and they got it off a source that they thought was valid, like that hurts.
yeah.
That sucks.
Doesn't hurt me enough to buy it.
Yeah, for sure. It also
But
hurts that you
still-
have to be the one to break the news to
Yeah.
them, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Because there's a lot that goes into this game, especially for anybody that's out there wanting to get started in this game. I mean, your name is all that you have.
For sure.
So if you're selling unauthentic goods, it's going to catch up with you at some
Yeah.
point. It might not catch up to you with that one sale or those hundreds of sales, but when that person goes to sell that product because they don't want it anymore, that person goes to show it to somebody else, and they're like, man, those are kind of...
Yeah, where'd you get those from?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because honestly, unless it's a really bad fake, they all look the same.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
from the common eye, just at a glance on
Yeah.
the foot. But you get them up in hand and you look at the insole stitching, you look
Yeah.
at the materials, you look at
Yup.
the box, the labels.
It's just from Temu.
Yeah. Literally.
That's crazy, dude.
That is nuts, man.
But, dude,
So you get that quite often, right? People coming in with fake
getting
stuff.
scammed off of a bulk deal like that does not happen often.
Okay, well,
but
that's good.
people bringing things in that are no good does happen often. But I like to respect people as well up here, even though sometimes it can seem like from my screenshots of people's crazy messages to me, like delete it, whatever. We try to ask,
For sure.
And if we do forget to ask, if it is posted and you ask to get it taken down, we always take it down. But
Yeah.
I mean, another funny story. We had this guy come up. He had just got out of jail,
Nice.
and he was selling some shoes to us, right?
Yeah.
And they were beat. beat. So the first day he comes up, he brings me these beat up Tims and these beat up Jordan 12s, I think it was.
Okay.
And he comes up here, he's with his boy. He's like, man, this is a nice spot. I'm like, yeah, like we're talking. And I'm like, how much are you looking to get for these shoes? Like, these Tims are beat. Like, and these aren't regular Tims that you would get at, like, Foot Locker. Like, these are, like, DSW Tims.
Okay.
Like,
Oh, no.
like the shoe factory.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, they have the Tim logo on them, but they're not.
I know
They're
exactly
not-
you know what
you're
I'm talking
about. Yeah.
But still, for content purposes, whatever. How much would you like for them? I mean, we have an offer for anything.
Right.
It might not be what you want,
For
but
sure.
we have
Yeah.
an offer for everything.
Yeah.
So he's like, well, I was thinking around like 120 to 150. And if you saw these shoes, you guys are just imagining what I'm saying. And you
Yeah.
guys are already like, yeah, no, there's no way he's paying 120 to 150.
They were like dirty too.
Oh, dude. I mean, we buy new and used shoes, so it's
Oh.
like valid. But
Okay.
normally, you know, if you want the most value for something, you're going to clean them up a little,
course,
spruce them up
yeah.
a
You're
little
gonna
bit before you
try.
bring them in, you know. None of that. So Tim's were cooked. These other Jordans were cooked. And I'm like, I think I said I'll give you $40 for both. And
Nice.
he's looking at me like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're
40
the
bucks.
asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. And then he looks at his partner. He's like, and his partner's kind of just laughing because his partner knows the shoes are cooked too. So then I like to use reverse psychology up here.
Okay.
So I'll like, how much would you pay for these if these were sitting in my shop right now?
Right.
And of course, the dude that brings, oh, I mean, I'd pay like 50 for. I'm like, you would pay 50 for these beat up, torn up Tims.
Yeah.
And he's smiling.
DSWs.
And then I look over at his partner again. His partner's smiling, like laughing.
That's funny.
I'm like, if your partner's laughing, like I know, like.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So we end up agreeing to $40 or so. Not 30 because I offered 40. I think it was $40 or $50 I ended up giving him.
Nice.
He leaves. I look over the balcony, and as you guys know from being up here, and I hope you guys stop up as well, but you look over the balcony, you can see outside.
Mm-hmm.
So my staff is like looking over the balcony, like, those two dudes are still outside.
Oh boy.
And I'm like, here we go. So I go downstairs, and I'm like, hey, what's going on? You guys good? Like, you guys are just kind of standing around, you know? Like,
Yeah.
he had also brought up like 2 or 3 designer shoes that were no good.
Nice.
So he like had brought them up in a trash bag.
Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
2 guys
That's a
just
good
standing in
sign.
front of the shop with a trash bag. I'm like,
Oh man.
you guys can either sit down in here, or like what? Like, I don't want people just standing around
Right,
outside.
Yeah.
So he's like, man, my girl left. I'm like, what? He's like, my girlfriend left. Like, she had brought us here, and
What
like
the
she's not here anymore. I'm like, okay. I'm like, why don't you guys just come back inside and chill? So they end up chilling. They end up leaving later on. Next day, dude comes back.
Oh boy.
Comes back with another pair of Jordan 12s, and they're cooked, like bad, like beat up. So as soon as I see him walk up the steps, I'm already laughing. Like,
Yeah.
and we're filming, and I think I ended up paying $20 for the shoe, but that's not the funny part of the story. So there's this girl that comes up behind him, and she's kind of just hanging out in the back, like right at the corner up there, right by the steps. And we end up doing the deal. They leave, and I ended up editing that reel and getting it posted
Okay.
that night. So I get this request DM on the Kicks and Cuts page from this girl, and she's like, hey, like, I wasn't supposed to be with him. Can you take the reel down?
Oof.
And I was like, man, this is a new one. One,
Yeah.
it's a girl saying she wasn't supposed to be with a guy.
Yeah.
Normally,
Yeah.
roles reverse.
Yeah.
Normally,
Yeah.
the guy's not supposed to be with the girl.
Hmm.
And, like, this really has nothing to do with the shoes. It's like, you
Right.
put yourself in this situation, I feel
Yeah.
like. So I'm like, I mean, yeah, I mean, I can take it down. Like, I always ask too, I'm like, do you want us to take it down, or can we just take it down off of our page and like leave it under our Reels tab?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you can just leave it under your Reels tab if you could just take it off of your main feed,
Yeah.
which, I mean, it doesn't change anything.
No,
Like,
not
it'll
at
still
all.
pop up.
Not
Like,
at all.
it just isn't on our main like feed.
Right. I was gonna say something, but I don't know.
That was some businessman.
I just
shit.
gave you like a cheat code. We won't clip this far. You got to be this far in on the podcast
Yeah,
to
for
catch
sure.
that.
For sure.
But anyways, I ended up taking it down, whatever. So then this other girl ends up DMing her and was like, da, 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 you with my man? Da,
Oh
da, da.
god.
Oh,
man.
no.
And she sends me a screenshot of the message, and she's like, this is what I wanted to avoid. And I was-
Oh,
so I ended up taking it down, like, completely.
man. That's
But
already
it's always
done.
sad because
yeah, at that point.
the ones that like I get asked to get taken down are the ones that do so well.
For sure. That's how
Like
it goes.
they'll be the ones that like overnight are sitting around 5,000 views, which isn't like
yeah.
you guys know when you're like trying to grow your page and trying to grow your socials. We only have I think 6,000 followers on the Kicks and Cuts page.
Yeah.
Like a couple thousand views overnight is like great.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Yeah. That's
and then when
amazing.
somebody's like, can you? It's
I
like I, mean,
know. That hurts.
shooting yourself in the foot. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I'll take it down. Like
Yeah, we've had quite a few clips that kind of blow up, and we're like, oh, should we have been saying that?
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
I mean, podcast is just stream of consciousness, so
Right.
we splurt out stuff, and then after we got the clips, we're like, I don't know. Then
That
it
was
does
the-
numbers.
You were saying that was the girl that was with the dude that was in jail?
yes,
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's a scary situation.
yeah, but I don't know. I see like a lot of different people throughout the day, throughout the weeks, throughout the months, throughout the years I've been
Yeah.
open now. From the Dope Boys to the mayor to like,
Yeah.
everything in between.
That's
two,
cool, man.
Those two walks of life, So there's tons of different interactions, tons
Yeah.
of different people that I get to come in contact with.
For
and,
sure.
It's fun.
That's super
How do you
cool.
end up making money on like clapped up shoes? Because you say you offer everything. I'm assuming you don't want to lose any money. How do you end up? If you want to disclose that, that's fine. If you don't, that's
Yeah.
cool too.
No, I mean I'm an open book.
That's a good question.
I make more money off of the used shoes than new shoes.
Okay.
Really?
And if I were to just like break it down, to give you an example, if you brought in a used pair of Dunks, on average I'm gonna pay between $10 to $30
Yeah.
on a used pair of Dunks.
Mm-hmm.
A brand new pair of Dunks retail is $100.
Okay.
So if you come in, maybe they're used, they don't have the box. Maybe you do have the box, they're used, whatever. Again, we're gonna be between $10 to $30. So we'll just say
Right.
$20 to make numbers fair.
Okay.
On the flip side of that, in here, we're going to charge between 60 to 80 on
Yeah.
that dunk.
And that's still a good price too.
Yeah, for sure.
So to the common person that's coming in, okay, they've been worn a few times. We take time to obviously clean them up.
Yeah,
We have
100%.
a cleaner here.
You sell them better than you got them.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to the Soul Refresh. Shout out to Tyler.
Nice.
He's our sneaker cleaning tech. He's amazing. He's fire with it.
That's awesome.
But we clean them up, So if you're coming in, you're trying to get fly, and you see a pair of shoes for $60, $80, something that's nice. Okay, I'll take that. So
For sure.
off of that $20 investment, I tripled or quadrupled my money.
Yeah.
That's true.
Now, if we
That's
look at
awesome.
a brand new shoe, and say retail can normally range from $190 to $230 without tax and fees, but we'll use $200 to
Yeah.
make numbers fair. So if I pay $200 on a brand new pair of shoes, and just as of recently, releases have started to have hype behind them. Like last year, there wasn't really hype behind releases. There was a few, but a lot of shoes were going for under retail or under market,
Okay.
which is no good.
Yeah.
Right.
But say, for instance, a shoe releases and it's going for $50 over retail. So say I paid $200 and I sell it for $250. I made $50 off of a $200 investment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When I make really pretty much that same off of used Dunks or
Yeah.
used shoes.
More than actually.
So normally on any used product, our cost is going to be under $150, I would say max. Yeezys will normally pay between $60 to $100.
Yeah.
If it's designer, we'll probably pay, between $100 to $200. But the used market is a completely different space.
More
and-
accessible.
Yeah.
I feel like.
And it's still like our bread and butter of content up here, because most of the time used shoes, unless we're going to a sneaker convention, we're not like buying used shoes in bulk.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's really whatever people kind of bring up throughout the week,
Yeah.
which could one day be 30 pairs, 1 week be 30 pairs. Kind of
Yeah.
just depends, because we'll buy collections. We'll just buy one pair that you have. We'll buy a dozen pairs if somebody brings pairs in.
For sure.
That's so impressive that you can like do all of this stuff and make content on top of that and like just
Oh, yeah.
manage the whole business side on top of everything.
It's hard, dude.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
seems
it's
like it
very
would be a
impressive.
lot.
Yeah.
I guess to dive into kind of some of my personal life too, like I document all my stuff on my personal page too.
Yeah.
So my 2 main platforms are Instagram, well 3, Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat.
Okay.
So everything that you see that gets done for Kicks and Cuts, I kind of do in my personal life. I'll do day in the life vlogs, and then we're starting the Soul Refresh, which is that sneaker cleaning, so content for that. And then I have a photography and videography business called the Soxy.
Nice.
So content for that as well. So I've been trying to delegate.
There's a few different businesses.
Yeah, there's a few
Yeah.
different businesses
Damn.
going on. So delegating is huge.
For sure.
And it's really hard for me to delegate because I
Yeah,
like things to
yeah.
be a certain way.
100%.
But
When you're
I've
doing
been
stuff like
trying
this,
to-
you got to be a perfectionist. and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also teaching others, like, how to do that, you know? So
Yeah.
there's a lot of content. CapCut is my best friend.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
use it all the time.
CapCut's
I always
cool.
have an iPhone tripod with me, mini mics. Like,
Yep.
everything can be turned into content, man.
Definitely,
sure,
man.
man.
That's so cool.
For sure.
I
Yeah,
love
I never really. You brought up Facebook being a big market for,
Oh, dude,
for
like,
social media. I never really thought it would be. I guess I always kind of pictured Facebook as like a market for moms, I guess. But like,
I guess I use every platform for different things.
yeah.
I would say I get the most engagement on Snapchat.
Okay,
I've built
yeah.
up a nice audience on there.
Nice.
You go on Spotlight?
I post on Spotlight
Yeah.
occasionally. Where I see the most attention or reactions and responses and shares to my video content would be Instagram
Yeah.
and Snapchat. Facebook, I just love Facebook for one, Facebook Marketplace. I buy a lot
yeah.
of shoes off of Facebook Marketplace.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Be careful though
For
for
sure.
the people out there. A lot of people will do their meetups up here, so if you want to feel comfortable, have your shoes double authenticated, do your meetup up here.
It's a good spot
Don't
for
meet
it.
people in parking lots or
Yeah.
at different places.
Yeah.
Lost a friend last year to a
Oh, no.
Facebook Marketplace meetup.
That's tough,
Sorry to
man.
hear that.
To sneakers, yeah. R.I.P. Los, that was my dude.
That sucks, man. You got to be careful.
Yeah, people are crazy.
Yeah. Especially
Like
nowadays.
losing your life over like 2 pairs of J's.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Is insane.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. That's
But
tough.
Facebook Marketplace, buy a lot of shoes off of there, and I'll have just people meet me here. If I do need to end up driving out to meet, I keep my best friend with me, and I'll do like a police station, something like that.
Yeah.
And then Facebook is also great for groups. Like there's sneaker groups, you know, there's all types of different niche groups out
That's
there.
true.
So find a group, make some relationships in there. So I'll buy off of Facebook groups.
Yeah.
And then there's also groups to just publicize events and things. Like there's Cuyahoga
Yeah.
Falls Talk of the Town.
Yeah.
And there's
Right,
thousands and thousands of
right,
people in
that's
there.
true.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not going to be in there spamming
Damn, we
kicks
don't
and
even
cuts.
utilize that
Right.
kind of stuff. That's crazy.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I will drop a post in there. Hey, and most of the time, I'll only drop info in there if it is free.
Okay. Yeah.
So a lot of people have problems with people promoting their business stuff in there. So I'll really only, hey, we're doing free, like we do coats and cuts every year right before back to school, kind of. No, right before, in between like Thanksgiving and Christmas, coats and cuts. So you can come up and get a free brand new coat and then free haircut.
Nice.
So I'll drop that in there.
That's
like,
cool.
hey, free coats and cuts happening up at Kicks and Cuts, stop in.
Yeah. That's cool.
Or for back to school, we do a crazy give back. I dress up as Santa. We fill up a whole U-Haul truck.
Nice.
We take all the barber chairs out of here and set up tables, and it's like Santa's workshop up here.
Oh,
all the
that's
gifts
sick.
get
Great
gift wrapped and
content.
organized. So I'll post in there, hey, Christmas give back. If you know a family in need, send us. We'll fill out this wish list and get it submitted by this date and
Nice.
whatnot.
That's cool.
So I normally just try to publicize the good things that we're doing in the community and whatnot, not just, hey, buy my shoes, hey, buy these clothes, hey,
Right.
come in for a haircut.
Yeah.
Right.
And normally all that stuff translates to sales and whatnot as
For
well.
sure. Yeah.
Because once people come in here for a cut, you know, they consistently want to come back. They
Oh, yeah.
consistently want to come in.
Get
or the
people in the
kids
door.
enjoy coming in
Yep.
and the whole ambiance. So,
Yeah. That's really cool, man.
yeah.
That's awesome. So I wanted to ask you. Obviously, you were pedaling in high school, right? You were
Pedaling.
moving shoes.
No,
No, you weren't.
I was not.
Really?
I
That's
actually
surprising.
had a clothing brand in high school.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like I used to actually, like when I was in high school, I worked a ton of different jobs.
Yeah.
And for anybody out there that is in high school trying to figure out what they want to do, I would say work a ton of different jobs.
Yep.
That doesn't mean job hop. But I did a lot of seasonal stuff. So once a season ended, I'd jump into something else. So,
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, I was a tree salesman at Heritage Farms
Nice.
in Peninsula,
Nice.
selling Christmas trees,
Yep.
making great tips, creating
yeah.
valuable relationships from there.
Everyone's
like,
all jolly.
dude, I would have people, like, I think I was there for 6 years, and every Christmas I'd have people walk down the drive, and they'd be like, is Marvin here? Like, we want Marvin to help us, like, with our Christmas tree, you know?
That's awesome.
I did that. I was in that kind of industry, which is sales, in my opinion. Like, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Like, sales is sales.
For sure.
Then I worked at Waterway, which is like, I would really say like a car detail shop.
Okay.
But it's like a quick car wash. But
Yeah.
then after you pull out of the car wash, there's guys lined up at the different pumps, and you pull up, and then we, vacuum the inside of your car.
Yeah. Little detail work.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I worked there for, I think, 3 years or so.
Nice.
And worked my way up to like a sales position there where I was selling the washes to the people that came through the drive.
That's cool.
Worked at the Wine Mill, which is like a winery right down the street here. I was a dishwasher there earlier in high school, like my freshman year. And then I also worked for a landscaping company called Turfscape.
Nice.
Okay.
And I was on their mulch crews.
Nice. That's cool.
yeah.
So, like, I try to do a little bit of everything.
Yep. You
just
got that
to
labor
see what I
experience
liked.
too. That's good.
And figure out where I would best fit, what I enjoyed doing, what I didn't like doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, going through those tough times with bosses that I didn't like,
yeah.
and like still just toughing it out to like, am I the problem? Is this person the problem? Like,
Yep.
just being in every position or situation possible. And I think a lot of those experiences prepared me for this, even though I didn't even know
Right.
that this was kind of brewing up in the
Yeah.
in the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would say work a lot of different jobs, meet a lot of different people, see what you like, see what you don't like, and formulate your own kind of. And don't even be scared to work for somebody in the field you want to go into.
Yeah.
And just learn.
Yeah, for
be
sure.
a sponge.
For sure.
It's so cool. Seems like reputation's probably one of the most important things
Yeah.
in this business right here.
Personally and
Yeah.
the business as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you need that name behind you for sure. You need connections.
I mean,
networking's big.
every time we go out or, go out to get food, especially if I'm right around here, I'm going to see somebody I know.
Yeah.
Whether I know them or they know me, whether they saw me offering $20 on a dunk, swiping on Instagram, or they just know the business. Or I've lived around this area since, fifth, sixth grade. So, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know this city pretty
Yeah.
well
Yep.
when it comes to Cuyahoga Falls. So,
Did you ever used to play basketball?
yeah,
Yeah.
but I wasn't any good.
Okay. I was just wondering because I went to Falls for a little bit. Like it was middle school, maybe like 1 week of high school. I went to Bullock.
Oh, cool.
Super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Loved it. I was just curious. I know a few people in the Falls, so does he. So
Yeah.
Super
Yeah.
cool.
I bet we have some mutual people.
Yeah,
I
I'm sure we do.
guarantee it,
I'm
yeah.
sure we do.
I
Yeah.
guarantee it. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's that's definitely super important to get a wide array of different experiences in the workplace to really excel at
Dude,
what
it's
you
so
end
important.
up finding.
Yeah. I feel like I've had so many jobs as well that I'm like, I don't want to like do something that I don't really want. Like this is for real what I want. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it took time for me to learn to chase my dream and not just chase something that's like safe or something. I don't know. But also
Yeah.
being safe at the same time. It's like a weird
Right.
balance that I try to
Yeah.
find in the middle of all those.
Especially in this economy, man. I mean, it's important to, a lot of people, not everyone's fortunate enough to be able to have, an online presence like we have or have a business like you have. It's important to, remember that there are people. That's why it's so awesome that you make so much money with the used shoe market because it's, not like you said yourself, not everyone's coming in here able to drop $500 on a pair of shoes, That
I mean,
really-
it's like it's a recycle.
yeah.
The person that's coming in, hopefully some weight's getting lifted off of their shoulders, whether they have bills they need to pay or something
yeah.
came up or
I'm sure if they're
whatever the
coming in
case
here.
is. I won't say that for everybody though.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Some people genuinely just want to dump off. Maybe it's a release that just came out. They didn't like it, whatever the
Yeah.
case is. So again, that's one of those points where I said I've seen it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like I said, a recycle. Somebody comes in, they leave with some cash. We'll make a little bit of money on the back end. The person that comes in to buy it is happy.
Yep.
They didn't pay that normal sticker price that they would have if it was brand new.
Everyone's happy.
And it's just hopefully everybody is happy.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And again, we can't give you the sun, moon, and stars when you come in.
Yeah.
But I think we're the closest you're gonna get to the top dollar, unless one, you sell it yourself,
True.
or sell it online to a platform. But as far as getting it off right when you want to, and coming up here and receiving that money, if you go to Plato's Closet, they're not gonna tell you the legitimate value of what
Yeah.
you
Right.
have. They just have their processes that they know they need to hit.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the pawn shop as well. No
Yeah.
knock to either of those establishments, but if you come up here, at least we're gonna, you know, for the most part, look at market, see what we can do, and
For
you
sure.
know, if we can't give you a number that is something that you want, you know, we'll always pass on it as well.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
locked in as soon
Yeah,
as you
of course.
open the door downstairs.
Right.
The whole
And
point
you're,
is for
you're
everybody.
held hostage. The door's locked until
yeah.
you
Yeah, I
give
hate
us the
going
shoe.
in places and they're like, you feel trapped in there.
Yeah, that's the worst.
We give good vibes up here.
Yeah.
Music's normally playing. The lights are bright. You know, it's just a vibe when you
It
come
is a
in here.
vibe, yeah.
It is for sure.
And we're proud of that. You know, to be able to literally make any demographic feel welcomed up here.
You
I
should be,
mean,
man. It's big. It's a comfy spot.
dude. White people come up here. Black people come up here. The Middle Easterns come up here.
Nice.
Mexicans.
Yes, everybody.
Hell yeah.
We have a great market of just everyone, and the fact that we can cut all those different demographics of hair.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's huge.
and
That's
and
huge.
That is true. I didn't
even
even think
Mo
about
being
that part.
able to speak like Arabic. Like we had a situation pop up in store the other day, and Mo kind of stepped in and was able to translate between.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Like customers. I'm not saying like we can do that for every single
Right,
language.
of course.
But I think it's cool. Like when you walk into a place to see yourself, and growing up, like out here, as they used to call it, Caucasian Falls. Like
Yeah.
you don't see yourself as much going and coming sometimes.
Yeah.
So I love that we offer that up here. Like Sam, he's one of our barbers up here. He's Mexican. Chris, he's black. Mo, Tyler's Caucasian. I'm black. Like, so you're going to see a little mix of,
Yeah.
and then I won't even get started with the nail salon and boutique downstairs. But if you come in here, you're going to see yourself for the most
Yeah,
part.
for
And
sure.
I think that off the bat makes somebody feel a little bit more comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
100%. That's really cool. Yeah,
It's
some
very-
barbershops I go to, I walk out looking Puerto Rican. So it's good. It's good.
You
good
guys
that
got to
you
start
got-
coming up here, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. It's
I've
good that
been
you
going
got
to
diversity.
Bell's. I have a
Oh,
buddy.
yeah.
Yeah, I have a buddy who works up there. His name's Nick. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I normally get cut by him.
Super
Nice.
sick. Well, don't leave your buddy.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
I know it's like a weird thing. Like I want to come here and check it out. You know, when everything's in full swing, the
Yeah.
store's all going. You got people up there. I think it'd be a pretty cool experience.
Definitely.
Yeah, and you can always just stop in too and just hang out and catch a vibe as well. But I always encourage people. I mean, go to who you go to. You know,
Yeah.
everybody has somebody they want to support, whether it's a friend or really close friend, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to force anybody to switch up what they're doing, but
Yeah.
even just to come in here like Friday, Saturday, closer to the weekend, the music's playing, all
Yeah.
the barber chairs are full, people are sitting waiting, people are shopping around.
That's
It's
cool,
hopping.
man.
It's good vibes in here, man.
Yeah, it's
We gotta
a great
come up
vibe.
here, shoot a vlog or something, get some cuts.
I think
Oh,
we
yeah.
should. That'd be a
Yeah.
really fun one. Yeah.
That'd be super cool.
I wanted to like dial back for a second on your one point about kind of like chasing your dream.
Yeah.
I'll say like anybody can kind of just like sit on the camera and talk about all the good things and the positive sides of things.
Yeah.
But I will say like owning a business has been like one of the most humbling things
Yeah.
that I've ever been a part of.
I could imagine, man. I did wanna ask you.
Financially, mentally, physically. You can ask my girlfriend, you can ask my mom, my dad. Like I pour everything into this.
Yeah.
Early mornings, late nights,
Yeah.
and I make it look fun,
Mm-hmm.
which is a positive and a negative.
Yeah.
Because I do have a younger audience that follows me.
Yeah.
And I hate to get serious on my socials, but I think it's a point that needs to get made where you just see everything from the outside and it looks like sunshine and rainbows and
Yeah.
easy and fun,
Yeah.
but it's hard.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard in any space that you're in. What you guys are doing, what I'm doing, I don't compare one man to the other. I mean, if you're trying to do something on your own, it's not easy.
Yeah, for sure.
And I guess the back end of that that I'll touch on is don't follow your passion expecting an immediate result.
Yeah. Yeah, that's big.
Keep working, keep some money coming in, because you'll have moments where you're going out doing content, no money's coming in, no money's being made, nothing's getting generated. But if you're doing it by yourself, it can be even a little bit more challenging. If you're doing it with a little group of guys that support you, it could be a little bit easier. But you got to have each other's back. You got to have your own back. Whether you're doing it solo or with people, you got to have other people as outlets that you can talk to and depend on. And any millionaire, billionaire, anybody doing well out there, when you watch those funny quick shorts or reels or whatever, there's this one guy, I love his videos. He'll like go up to random millionaires, he'll go to Miami or a different place. He'll be like, how'd you get this Rolls Royce, or how'd you?
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
And one question that he always asks is, have you been broke before? And 9 times out of 10, it's yes.
Yeah.
Like, there's a grind phase to this. And from the outside, a lot of people can still make it look good. But be ready for those trials and tribulations to come, and be able to weather that storm and
100%.
and get through it. And you will. You just got to keep your foot on the gas.
Yeah,
For sure, man. Yeah, we've been getting pretty big in the local martial arts community. We've been having some, local fighters on the pod and everything. And one thing that I've learned from all of them so far that I can confidently say is you have to know how to take losses in order to be able to take your wins. That's a really big thing. It's important to have that experience.
I've always enjoyed the losses more than the wins.
That's where you learn.
Yeah, I've always learned more from the losses, and I think sometimes like my days just like they seem like they just come together. Like it was just March 1st. Now it's about to be April 1st,
Yep.
and it's just like, is this an April Fool's joke? It's just like, how are these months going by so fast? How is this all just?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I feel like it was just
2020,
and I was just starting this place up, and now we're about to be 5 years into this thing, and it's like
half a decade, man. That's wild.
Yeah,
that is,
and
wild.
it makes you question yourself sometimes too. Like half a decade in some lights is like, oh my God, like you passed that 1 year mark, you passed that 2 year mark. You've been open for a little bit, you're somewhat established, but sometimes you look at the growth side of things, right? Like, okay, I've been open for 5 years now. Still in the same spot, haven't decided to make any moves yet, So sometimes you second guess your growth.
Yeah.
And I guess what I would say about second guessing your growth is like everybody's story and timetable is different.
Yeah.
And not letting social media push you to want to move faster.
100%.
How old are you guys?
I'm 25.
You're 25.
Yeah,
25. You're 25.
I think we're all Socks, you're 24, right? Or you just turned 25?
Well, honestly, I don't know anymore.
I don't know.
The days are blending together with you.
It all
Yeah,
merges.
I'm 25.
Okay.
25.
Just turned 25.
So, relatively speaking, we're all young.
Yeah.
Like I just turned 23 February of this year. And if you were to talk to somebody that was in their 50s or 60s, most of those business owners are still in their day-to-day grind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like any like true entrepreneur.
Right.
Like I'm sure there's some out there that are like even no, actually scratch that, because some of the ones that are even super well off are still grinding. Like, and that's what inspires me the most. Like if you look at somebody like Gary Vee, for instance, like Gary Vee doesn't need to drop another podcast.
Yeah.
At least from the outside looking in. Like
for sure.
He doesn't need to drop another podcast. He doesn't need to keep inspiring people.
Right.
He doesn't
For sure.
need to keep
Just does it
motivating,
for the
but
love
he
of the
does.
game.
Yep.
And
Even
that's what I was just about to say, the love of it. Like what's your love in what you're doing? Because you'll be a storm chaser if you're just chasing money in an industry.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I promise. Like, you'll just be a storm chaser. Like, you'll just keep looking for the next high.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas, like, for me up here, like, I've never had a crazy love for shoes, which is crazy to say. Like, I like shoes. But, like, in high school, like, my parents didn't buy me J's.
Right.
Like, I bought Vans, and I don't even think I wore Dunks. I was like a Journeys kid. Like, I would get
crazy.
Uggs in the
Yeah.
winter, and then I would get
Nice.
Vans for, like, the summer. Highs or lows. Like,
Yeah.
and a good pair of, what are those sandals called? Birkenstocks. Yeah.
Birkins, yeah.
That's it. So, like, to be in the position that I am, I guess, with all these shoes behind me and all these clothes. Like, I loved clothes, obviously, but, like, I think I had one pair of J's in high school.
Yeah.
So, like, people are always like, man, how many shoes you got? Or what's your collection like? Or, you know, what are you going to do when the sneak? Like, I'll pivot.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll pivot. Like,
Yeah.
there's a pivot for everything.
100%, man. Especially with what you got going on here. There's so many different avenues that you're taking part of.
You
I
seem
mean,
like you
there's-
can adapt very well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll do it. I promise you we'll do it. No
Hell
matter
yeah.
what. I mean, we've had to pivot and adapt numerous times already.
Yeah.
COVID, different times a year. I
Yeah.
mean, Christmas time is a high. Back to school is a high.
Yeah.
Spring break time is a high.
Yeah.
New Year's is a high.
I just got to say, man,
You know?
the fact that you guys powered through COVID like that and you're still going strong, that speaks volumes, man.
Goated.
I mean, a lot of business owners were not that fortunate. Like, it's very clear that you love what you're doing here
Yeah,
to anyone from the outside that's looking in, you know?
definitely, dude.
And that's
like,
huge.
I went through it.
Yeah, I could imagine, man.
Who are some of your biggest role models that have like inspired you to be who you are today?
I look at everybody as a role model. I'd even look at you guys as role models. I feel as though you can learn something from everybody,
That's true.
or at least take what you hear and formulate your own opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'll even look at some of the dope boys that come in here as role models. Like, you might laugh and think that's funny, but like, it's like, I can learn something from anybody. I'm
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
a sponge.
That's awesome.
But to dial in on that, if I were to give you a top 5, I won't put these two in any order, but my mom and dad,
Yeah.
off the bat, like, helped me financially,
That's awesome.
mentally, physically, obviously just as parents,
Yeah.
but help guide me and shape me into like a business mongol. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I am. Like, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. Like, I love the sneakers, I love the clothes, I love photography, I love videography. I love all the different things that I've been a part of and created, but deep down, I'm an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Like, I have a love for all of those things in different ways.
Yeah.
But my dad, for instance, the same name. I'm Junior. And his slogan is "Get Marvinized."
Nice.
So he's a motivational speaker and sales trainer.
Oh,
world
wow.
renowned, travels around the world, speaks to sales teams.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
That
cool.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Like, he really helps sales teams grow and elevate.
That's awesome, man. Shout out your dad.
Yeah, shout out to Pops.
Shout out Marvin.
Shout out Marvin. My mom, I mean, she's a beast.
Yeah. She had to deal with you, I imagine.
Man, genuine just beast. It's
Yeah.
like, my dad's fire too. Like, don't get me wrong, dad's a legend.
That's
But
awesome,
My mom
man.
is a beast. She started Gilmore's Nail Salon and Boutique with my sister in '93.
Oh, nice.
Shout out to my sister as well, another beast.
Yep.
But my mom is just insane. Like, she just powers through. Like, she sees the good in everything. Like,
Yeah.
And that's what you need as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You don't need to see the lows in the low. You need to see the highs when you're in the low. You need to see the,
Yeah.
what goes up must come down, right?
Yeah.
But my mom started Gilmore's Nail Salon and Boutique in '93. They had a location in Twinsburg that flourished. They ended up having 2 different locations in Hudson, and then found themselves here in Cuyahoga Falls.
Wow.
My mom's also a personal and business consultant, so she helps people
Nice.
with their finances, getting money, funding, and whatnot. And she also owns several semi-trucks, so she's
Oh,
in that
wow.
space as well.
That's cool.
yeah.
So talk about an entrepreneur that
Yeah.
is well versatile.
No kidding.
And has pivoted throughout her life.
That's
That's
crazy.
one right there.
That's awesome.
And then I guess, like, moving on, Devontae Friga.
Devontae.
Friga.
Yep.
That's my dude. Like,
He's a goat.
The YouTube goat.
YouTube goat. That's right. Yeah.
dude, I remember watching his videos when he was just sitting in Mount Union, like, in his dorm, like,
Oh, yeah.
crying, like, showing real tears on camera.
Oh, yeah,
like,
man.
Showing practice, showing, like, his struggles. Like, I loved that. Like, I loved a grown man, like,
It's a
showing,
beautiful
like,
story, man.
dude.
100%.
So I started following him there. I remember going up to Mount Union's campus and just kind of checking them out. I went up there for a school tour because I thought about running there.
Nice.
I went to a couple different schools to tour about running because I was really passionate about it at the time. Still passionate about running, but
Yeah.
didn't end up being one of the forefront things.
Yeah. You still run?
Yeah,
Nice.
I still
That's
run,
good.
not consistently, not as much as I should.
Yeah,
but I
of
do
course.
still run, and I do have a passion for it. But I went up there for a school tour, and I walked into the gym, and Devontae like came up to me like I was like a celebrity. He's like, "Hey,
Really?
Marv, like what's up?" Like he didn't.
That's awesome.
It wasn't anything crazy. Don't
Yeah,
get me
of
wrong. Don't clip this, Devontae. But you know, he came up and like it made me feel good. Like, what are you like? You know, I'm shorter. Like coming out of like, what are you coming up to me for? Like,
Yeah.
should I be coming up to you? And it's not like he's where he is at now on his socials, but it was still like really cool, like to
Yeah.
have that interaction.
That's awesome.
And then I remember him posting on his story. I forget how much it cost, but he said, "I'm taking in 10 to 20 people to help mentor." I was like, "Shit, like I got to do this."
Yeah.
Oh.
So I joined it.
Mm.
And I remember kind of being lost in the social media space, not knowing what to do, what I should record, what
Yeah.
to film. And he's like, film everything.
Yeah.
He's like, share your story. I'm like, so what should I do? He's like, go up to the shop today and tell them that you're 18, tell them that you're dropping out of college and that you're starting this business called Kicks and Cuts, and take them with you every single day
Yep.
and show them what you're doing. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you think people are going to want to watch that? He's like, let me know what the results are.
Yeah.
So we had these like 30-minute sessions on Zoom or FaceTime, however we could, you know, talk, whatever the case was. And dude, I posted that first video, 500,000 views, thousands of comments.
Damn, man.
Dude, you're dropping out at like, da-da-da, like what?
Yep.
And Devontae, like when I got back to him on the feedback, like he's just like, not in like a like disrespectful or unhumble way, but like and I told you so, but
yeah,
like
yeah.
not in that way.
Right.
Like just like his smile and presence was just like, you gonna start listening now?
Yeah.
You know, like
That's awesome, man.
That's
not that I
dope.
wasn't listening. I mean, everything he said, I did.
Yeah.
But yeah, parents at one. I'll put both of them at one.
Yeah.
Devontae's got to be up there.
Yeah.
And then like he would shout me out on, like I'm in some of the YouTube videos that have millions of views. Like
That's lit.
I sourced a banned APL sneaker that was banned from the NBA because they're spring loaded, and he
Oh,
came up
wow.
here and did a park run video on it.
Yeah.
It was like,
Oh.
grab these spring loaded sneakers from Kicks and Cuts. Like he'd bring his boys up here and they'd all buy shoes and post it on his story.
Damn.
Like
Shit, that's cool.
he
sick,
came up here and
dude.
got like he really showed me love.
Yeah.
Like,
That's awesome, man.
and then we've just formed a relationship from that. So like anything Devontae does, I support.
oh,
Like,
yeah. Shout out to
I
Devontae.
love that dude and
Yeah.
what he's building, and
He's a beast, man.
humble
Yeah.
too.
He's
Like,
a genuine
huge
beast.
too. He's a lot
Yeah.
bigger in person than he is on camera.
Yeah.
For any of you guys watching.
yeah, like I love that dude.
Yeah.
Outside of that, the list goes on.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of people that have been a very positive influence in my life. And I can't thank anybody enough, you know.
Yeah.
Anybody that takes time to come up here, get a haircut up here, shops up here, sells us shoes. Like, even if you're taking money from me, you're still making money for the business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
somewhere,
sure.
right? So, I won't go on and on about it, but there's a lot of people.
I bet. You seem to have a lot of formative people in your life. Like you said, everyone seems to be a role model around
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Definitely, dude.
That's awesome, man. I feel like that's the best outlook to have instead of like, oh, this person knows everything. That's my role model. Like, I'm going to learn from everybody.
Oh, dude.
For sure.
That's the
Like
way
I
to
said,
go.
bro. I mean, the dope boys are doing what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
selling stuff legally, but we have the same mindset. you
Yeah,
know?
for sure.
Like I've pulled a few dope boys off of the streets and got them into this. Like, man, this is the same thing. I'm like, yeah. It's just not illegal.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the you know, the margins aren't the same. You're gonna make a little bit less money,
Right, right.
but you want to play the long game or the short
yeah,
game.
but the IRS is cool with it.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I like I said, I learned from everybody, man. You have to be a
Yeah.
sponge, like
Yeah.
everywhere.
For sure. Do you cut hair?
No, I don't cut hair.
No?
That's everybody's favorite question.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
I wanted to ask that.
No, I do not cut hair.
Have you ever tried?
Yes.
Yeah? It didn't go too well?
My days are like Like
Yeah.
it's 7 a.m. and I'm waking up, and then it's 7 p.m. we're closing the store, and I'm back
Yeah.
at home for bed. Like I applaud. I call them artists.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Being able to fade the different hair types. I mean, every person that sits in your chair is different.
Mm-hmm.
They have a different story. They have a different look. They have a different hair type. They have a different hair texture. They have a different style they want. So, like, for somebody to have good reviews and to perfect that and build a book of business is insane to me. I
Yeah.
think that's so cool.
That is
Oh yeah.
cool.
100%.
But for me personally, I'm moving around too much. I couldn't see myself attached to a chair.
Yeah.
And again, not that I'm too good to do it or I'm above it. It's just not something I'm passionate about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Not that I'm not passionate about what it is. It's just not something that I could find myself doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Probably
completely get
pour more of your energy into something that would, I don't know, make
I
sense.
do all the content.
Yeah.
I'll do the
Mhm.
pictures. I'll do fun hype videos for it and whatnot. So I still enjoy the experience just on the media side of it.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's awesome. I really like your setup in here. It's
thank
it's
you.
really cool.
Yeah,
It's
I
really
mean,
cool.
hasn't always looked like this.
Yeah, I could imagine. How did this thing start out? Because obviously the downstairs portion was active and going when you were putting the upstairs together. Or how was that? You know, for anyone who comes into the store, you'll see you got the balcony going. You got the whole downstairs operation. I'm curious
So-
how that kind of came together.
Yeah, when my mom and sister had found this space, I think it was 2014, 2016. This
Okay.
upstairs wasn't even here.
Oh,
It
really?
was just the downstairs.
Oh, wow.
So my mom made an investment to build this upstairs.
Damn.
And put an office back there. And like what really like brings this story full circle is she had a barbershop up here.
Really?
Yeah. She had these sinks installed in this shelving, not this shelving, but you
Yeah.
know, this little box here,
Yeah.
whatever, and got the mirrors installed. So she
Wow.
had the sinks and the mirrors up here because she was tired of taking me to Cleveland to get haircuts. when I was
Oh,
younger.
okay.
So she had a barber or two that was up here. Like,
Wow.
Like this was before I even, like 2016, I was a freshman.
Yeah,
in
you
high
were
Yeah.
still
school,
in
so
school.
like I wasn't even thinking about
Yeah.
opening up a
That
shoe
is
store
full
barbershop.
circle.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it was really just full circle for me to open a shoe store and barbershop and to like
Yeah.
elevate this space.
No.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
You're eating up too. This is
Definitely
awesome.
eating up. Yeah.
I love
It's
it.
Wait, let's
looking
take a break.
great. Yeah, no
Wanna grab
problem.
Water really quick.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Go ahead. Well,
Rolling?
we're back. Marv, I wanted to give something to you. We wanted to as a group.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We have options.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, we brought some options. Nice.
you
You got
look
it
in
right
there.
there. Hell yeah, let's bust it out.
If you
real
want to
quick.
bust that out for him.
Yeah, we got some merch. These are, we hand make our merch.
Ooh.
So we got, we got a couple options for you if you want. We weren't sure what size you'd prefer. We got some large, we got some XL. This right here is an XL. We got a large sweatshirt.
I'll
if
take
you
that
want.
large sweatshirt.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. We also got a large black tee with the same logo if you want, but
I'll take the sweatshirt if that's cool.
yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, cool.
That's
Shout
all
out
you, bro.
AP.
Shout out AP.
Hey, let's
Yes,
go.
sir. Throw that back over there.
Cool.
Nice. Yeah, we just wanted to bring you something. Appreciate you sitting down with us.
Yeah.
This has been a really good interview. We're, we're at about the hour mark, so we'll start wrapping this up a little bit.
Yeah.
If you want to, is there anything you had in mind that you specifically wanted to bring up or shout out or anything like that?
No, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to you guys supporting us, watching
Absolutely.
this podcast, and if you came here from my socials and took time to check it out, appreciate it. Drop them a follow. Great guys.
For sure.
And I appreciate you guys sitting down and making some time for me and reaching out as well.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, you open your shop up to us on an off day. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
You were super responsive on social media, which was cool. For anyone watching or listening, however you're absorbing this content, reach out to Marv, reach out to Kicks and Cuts. This is an awesome place you have here.
Thank you,
I really
man.
like it. I think a lot of our followers and fans are really gonna fuck with the vibe you got going on here. It's a really nice place. I like it a
Absolutely.
lot.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
thanks for having us, bro.
Yeah.
For sure.
Did
Yeah.
you guys have any other questions?
Did you?
I mean, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. I really just wanted to dive into how you got started in this.
Yeah.
I was super interested in I know you said you're not you don't necessarily focus on one area or the other. You like, broadening your horizon and focusing on a lot of different things, which I think is huge for
I think I have a.
to be a successful business owner.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I got a good question for you.
Yeah.
Do you have any, like, what's your future plans? Like, do you have a goal in mind? Like,
a
at
good
least like a
question.
next 5-year goal? I know the goal is probably to just keep doing what you love forever, obviously.
Yeah.
Right? But materialistic, I guess. Like new
I'd say one of my
shop or-
goals, or the goal, is for this to kind of just be running on its own.
Yeah,
I'm still in a lot of the day-to-day
for sure.
operations. So that whether that's here or we build out a new space, or I'm always gonna want to be in Falls. I don't want to shoot down to Cleveland. I don't want to go big
Yeah.
city. I want to
Yeah.
stay rooted, kind of here. Like there's just so much here.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
a nice spot, man.
I love the Falls and
I do
everything
too.
that it's done for me. Like graduated from here. I have a scholarship at the high school. Like there's
Yeah.
just a lot here that I just am tied to that I wouldn't want
Yeah.
to give up. But
For sure.
definitely whether that's an expansion or a new space, but this just kind of running on its own without me being a part of the day-to-day, that's one goal.
Yeah, that's a
for
good
sure.
goal.
Another thing would be for my other businesses to keep flourishing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The SOXY is the Social Opportunity Experience Imagine. That's what
Yeah.
SOXY stands for. So my goal with that is to just have professionals in every photography, videography, media space underneath that to be able to go out and fulfill jobs underneath
Right.
the SOXY.
Right.
Yeah, that's
So
cool.
currently I go out to do events, portraits.
You're starting an empire, like
yeah.
literally. That's so cool.
So
Yeah, definitely.
it'll be nice to get maybe a realtor contract and they're like, hey, we need you to manage all of our real estate agents.
Yeah.
Okay, cool, we can do that.
Right.
And then sending out other people to jobs and it's not just me doing it. So
Right.
That'd be nice. That'd be awesome.
that's the other thing. And then the soul refresh, we're building that out right now. It's just in the back room there, but that's going to turn into a pickup drop-off delivery service.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to target professional athletes, high-end individuals on a recurring monthly based service, and we'll pick up your shoes and drop them back off clean.
Damn.
And we'll also offer that in-house service as well.
What
so
a great idea.
We're
You're literally
working-
just
Shit.
coming
working.
up with like heaters.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel
a
like
really
every
good
business
idea.
idea you're coming up with is just meant to happen.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Wouldn't
all
be
very.
surprised.
It's
and
all,
it's already happened. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's another thing I'll say to anybody out there. Like everything that I say or will say has happened in some space. I mean, I'd love to say I'm a genius, and there maybe are some things that haven't been done before, but definitely the things that I am doing or have done have been. Don't reinvent the wheel. See what you can take
Yeah.
from others. Don't be a copier.
Yeah.
But definitely don't start from scratch either.
Right.
Yeah. That's
and
awesome. man.
ChatGPT could be your best friend.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Clip that.
You like
Yeah.
Grok?
I haven't tried that.
You haven't tried Grok?
Have you tried I just downloaded it last night. It's called M1.
No.
I've heard of it.
It's $20 a month,
Yeah.
and like an AI will answer the phone call.
No shit.
So you could just set it
We
up
don't have
on
to
your
try it on the
phones here?
pod, but if
Right.
you were to actually, I just kind of want to see a reaction, and
Yeah.
if you guys want to clip it or whatever.
Yeah. I'll call you.
So it's 330
What?
All right.
206 9665, and that's the store phone number, not my personal.
I was gonna say we can cut that out if you want.
Okay, you ready?
Yep,
All right. I'm excited.
you can put it on speaker.
Oh.
So I just declined it.
Hey there, you've reached Kicks and Cuts. We're currently unavailable,
So
but
you
I'm
want to
here
schedule
and
a
happy
haircut,
to answer
or
any
you want to
questions.
sell some shoes?
You're...
Oh.
That sounds like a fun moment. Let's get back to your call. Could you please let me know your name and the reason for your call?
My name's Cisco, and I want to get a haircut and sell my shoes.
Great, Cisco. To schedule a haircut, you can visit our website or let me know your preferred date and time, and I'll follow up to confirm. For selling your shoes, please send pictures of them to the number 330-206-9665. Is the best way to reach you the current phone number you're calling from?
We'll cut
Yes.
that out.
Thank you, Cisco. To confirm confirm you're looking to schedule a haircut and sell your shoes. And the best way to reach you is at...
We got some editing
Yes,
to do.
sir.
That's all right.
Perfect. Is there anything else you need help with regarding kicks and cuts?
No, I think that's it. Thank you.
You're welcome, Cisco. Thank you for calling Kicks and Cuts. We appreciate your call, and you can expect someone to get back to you within the next 24 hours. Have a wonderful day.
That's
Oh,
awesome,
that's
man.
cool, dude.
Sick, right?
That
That's
is
super
pretty
cool.
sick.
So really, never missing a call, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if when we're open Tuesday through Saturday, 11 to 7, like we always pick up.
Yeah.
But if you call before hours, call after hours, call on Sundays and Mondays, it's gonna be great to implement that.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then on my end, what the back end of that looks like is, I get a little text and it says customer selling shoes.
Oh,
Gives
wow.
me your
Look
name,
at
number,
that.
Wow.
reason for call, haircut, sell shoes. Customer wants to sell shoes and provided a number to send pictures to.
Damn,
So
that's
I
so
can
cool, dude.
follow
is
back
cool.
up with you. I can listen back to the call if I really wanted to.
Oh,
That's awesome. AI is
That's
an
M1
amazing
you said?
invention.
Hey there, you've reached Kicks and Cuts. We're currently unavailable, but I'm here. And at the moment, let's get back to your call. Could you please let me know your name and the reason for your call?
Oh, that's the recorded call?
Yeah.
My name's Cisco, and
So I can play it back.
That's
So
cool.
if I just want to double check to make
Yeah.
sure that everything was good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I can do that. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
And I
That's
think
cool.
I just kind of got, you can build the AI up so I can feed it more information and it'll just will learn as
Yeah.
it hears calls and how we navigate. So,
That's
I
set
mean,
it on
even for it to
payroll.
just say bro, even for it to just say yeah, please follow up with pictures if it's
Yeah.
you're trying to sell shoes most of the time. If it's used, we're going to need pictures. So it tells you
For
we
sure.
need pictures. Or I think it just blew my mind when I was
Yeah.
setting it up last night.
That
I,
is
I had
pretty
a
mind-
million
Oh, you
different
just
people
set
call
that
it.
up?
Oh, last night. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
That's awesome.
I
So
thought
that's
you were
less
using
than
that for a
24
while.
hours.
Wow.
And how
Oh.
trained it already is.
Yeah,
so
it already
imagine
knows.
in 2-3 weeks
Yeah.
what it'll
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It might
man.
tell you the offer we have on the shoe.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy, dude.
That's so dope. There's
Yep.
so much you could do with that.
Yeah. And you guys could even set it up. You could set one of your numbers up for Apex.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I'm interested in scheduling a podcast. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
What time? And we'll get back to you to let you know if that time works, or
I feel like I'm learning so much from you today.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
yeah, it's sick. I love it.
Super cool. Well, hey, I really appreciate you coming
Yes,
on
sir.
the pod. Really appreciate it. This has
My
been
guys.
awesome. This has been
Far
awesome.
pump, my dude.
Yes,
Yup.
sir.
We'll have to run it back for sure. Once
Yes, sir.
You got to keep us updated. Let us know if you got some new things rolling. We'll definitely get you back on the pod to shout some stuff out.
Yeah, for sure.
Talk
Anytime
about
you
some
want
stuff.
us, we're there.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll probably end up hosting another sneaker event sometime
Yeah,
this
let
year.
us know, man.
Or maybe even next year I might plan something out pretty big, and it'd be cool to have like a live podcast just kind of
Oh, yeah.
the day.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be sick.
Just to get different people, or even if we could set this up kind of more mobile.
Yeah.
If you guys end up kind of getting a mobile kit together, or you guys already have a mobile kit where you can kind of walk around the event
Yeah.
and kind of
Right. Like a
live.
vlog type
Yeah,
of deal.
For sure.
Yeah.
Even if you just did a phone and set up some
Right.
mini mics or something, and you guys went
Yeah.
around and
Yeah.
have you guys as one of the sponsors for the event to come out and get your name out there as well. So
Yeah,
That'd be cool, man. Let us know.
Super cool. Fun stuff.
appreciate your time, man.
All right,
Thanks, Marv.
Thank you, sir.
It's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Something like that.